Okay, Gemini. It's funny, we're speaking about diligence, and I had forgotten to start the recording. Ha! You know, um, essentially, mind energy moving very fast. So let's get a nice little cool down. Let's take a quick breath in and out. Ooh, whistle sound with your vocal cords. Just in and out. Let's turn this fan down. I just jumped into this one without remembering all the adjustments. Okay. Sweet. So we are sitting with red and orange on the table and green, on the board, and green on the table. So remember to give yourself some of that love that you seem to continue wanting to distribute out to others. I know that you're currently going through quite a difficult time, but you are a lot more capable than your mind is currently letting you know. It seems like you are at the moment sitting in those lower two chakras with a little bit more red, actually, root, than you normally are used to, so that's very good. But you are wanting to use that to form the foundation for you to actually then go ahead and set all of your, let's go with, it was meant to be chalices, but it seems like that's not happening today. Or maybe it is. Well, let's go with 3. I love 3 numbers. Flip. When your brain has it, and then it's... There we go. You know, you're wanting to create a space where you can fill your cup. And a part of filling your cup is that process of, it's kind of okay, oh my god, it's horrible, okay, we're kind of getting there. You know, creativity has a process that we go through and engage in. And when we start allowing ourselves to fill ourselves through that, you know, we start allowing more opportunity for us to see the infinite possibilities that actually exist and then radiate outward. And this is a part of the diligence that we're speaking of. The diligence is not just, I need to make sure I'm doing things right, but rather that I need to allow myself to live in a way that my expression is free and moving. Because the fast moving is always there, you know, there's not much that can really be done about that. But that it's not being done in a way that you're constantly hurting yourself and stopping your actual ability to create from occurring. You know, a part of this is to remember that you are also that magician. You know, whatever it is that you are thinking on or choosing to bring in is what will be coming. And therefore it's you know, using these methods and methodologies, you know, to start allowing the very highest energy and frequencies in, so that you're actually then creating the space where you're listening in this envelope, you know, of the highest networks to come in. And as always, guys, these drawings are encoded with light. You can always just take a little moment and breathe and watch them appear on the board, and let them kind of go where and do what they need and want to do. They know what to do. Don't worry about it too much. You're basically planting a seed of a frequency network that will work with you intelligently and kind of playfully, to be honest with you. But look, that's just my own little flavor, because I tried everything a bit, oh my god, let's be serious. But anyway, besides the point, that's actually the whole point. You don't want to be so serious, Gemini. You know, you want to kind of let your inner child out a bit. And I know at this point you're probably flipping so overhearing about an inner child. And can't they just, like, be fixed already and all that? But until you start allowing them the space to heal, you know, we'll give them a little bit of hope. It's going to be a little difficult. Oh, that was nice. That was very nice. You know, you just got to give it a little bit of something just for that healing. Wear purple on Saturdays. It's a really good alignment just with the current energies and the way the planets are moving, and how that network is stoked on that frequency day. Basically, it's beneficial. provides a lot of healing. That is according to the archangels and which light it is on that day. 05:05 on the clock. So when I first looked at it, I had to confirm, because I actually saw 444, but then I was like, it's not actually 444. So I was like, stop, go. But it's all just these little messages that are coming in that I was looking to kind of share with you that it's okay, the way you are going is right. A lot of what you're worrying about is unnecessary, because you are a supreme creator. You have actually got every tool that you need. It's now just, I would say realizing you can, but actually just really being gutful, sorry, that's a South African way of saying really fed up and over people's bullshit. And now just being like, okay, cool, I know how to use everything. I know what to do, and now I'm going to give myself the opportunity to actually do it, to go into that dark space that I'm so afraid of, and know that it's actually going to be sublime. And everything that I'm really fearing so much and have put on such a pedestal, I'm actually going to be able to work with really in a fun way. Wow, this is an incredible reading, guys. We had 1, 2, 3, and this deck was not so ordered ever. And it's saying that the journey that these paces of kind of connecting you to life, because we're going from diligence of realizing, okay, there's something going on here, more than what maybe meets the eye, to, okay, how can I work with that, what's happening, all the way up to, okay, I don't need to work with it because it's already working in, through, and as me, which then brings the circle to a space of these actual happenings to occur, the messages of the universe to come in, the ancestors, the spirits, the moment of life to be recognized, and the impulse that it's bringing into our cup, and the fact that we need to fill that cup with self-love and the ability to cherish ourselves first and drink from our waters of life, because those are the spaces where we actually then funnel in, and then we take, as opposed to just a chalice, we start getting a virgin martini. Virgin because why not, guys? There's enough of everything else. And this is, you're knowing to start getting excited about this. It's really like, I can feel you with that. That that there's actually all these reasons to be excited, but you're almost afraid of it because of these sharp edges that you've experienced in the past. And, those kind of fucking suck. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Experiencing heartache and pain, and when things hurt, it's not so nice. But it does provide us the opportunity to actually get ready for when it is that we have more blessings coming in. And those are here. They are here. It's actually now just starting to look and see the things that are causing your nervous system to shut down because of previous experiences. And look, you are doing very well, I must say. I see actually and experience and feel how well you are doing. I just also feel like you might be very much in survival mode. Like you haven't really checked in with all of the experiences you've actually gone through. And you're kind of learning how to be okay, if that makes sense. Because look, you can only kind of work through anxiety or things like that you may have once you acknowledge what it is that you've experienced. And that can be as simple as, oh shit, I had this family dynamic that was kind of okay, but also like, why the fuck were people such dicks? Like, fuck. And, that can be people involved, not people involved. People start like kind of causing or being a part of it, like all of it. It's all kind of unnecessary, but super necessary as well. And that fucking sucks as well. And that causes a whole bunch of complex perceptions around it as well, because, fuck, guys. But that is all serving as fertilizer for the most ripe existence to be here and now. And that's cool. That's pretty fucking damn cool. And as you continue to grow and show up for yourself, you're going to find that you have a lot more opportunity in your motions. Kind of that motion of the ocean sort of system, just to be super cliche about it. Sorry. But, yeah, so hermit. Sorry, just processing. Feeling. going inside and allowing yourself to kind of take a moment to retreat and kind of realize that the mask has been coming off, and that underneath the mask is that magician. And now you're as opposed to just applying and masking that part or using that part for others, you're now realizing that you can actually use that part for yourself. You can go into that deep dark void and kind of be like, okay, well, how can I make use of this myself? Because I've been using all of this capability and possibility for others for so long, like waving it and using their flag instead of my own. And now I'm actually realizing that my flag is maybe a lot more useful, and it kind of gives me the opportunity to have the chance to sink your teeth into life, and that does ultimately create this divine expression, this voice of God speaking through you, to you and as you, and that has neither a beginning nor an end, and there's just this infinite motion of isness, and the incredible thing is it's actually kind of apparently grows in some way. It's one of those things that it seems like it should be finite, but it is so infinite, with such a capacity to grow, change, shift, and become, that you really get to uncover your life and your being. And look, this might sound a bit weird, this might use a lot of words you're not so used to, or phrasings of allowances in ways that are just different, and that's okay. The energy within the space is the more important thing, as with life. We see all of these things, but there's a lot more going on under the surface than what you're looking at, and that's why it's like kind of just an opening of your frame to it starts allowing all of these pieces to enter, and you'll find that it'll be like music. There'll be a note there, there'll be a note there, there'll be a note there, and then there'll be a note back there and there. And then while it seems disjointed, it actually's got this little bit of a bounce to it. And that's kind of then what then becomes the actual motion as you start moving forwards and backwards. And like, look, that goes in just because it's Geminis. I know I can go on a little bit of a fun little rant, but because it's got this ear canal and the way it travels through, there's a sound that's traveling through that it gets heard the one way and then it gets heard the other way, and then both of those sides create a bounce back effect. Basically that's just where information and sound comes in. We've got this liquid in our ear that takes it in and absorbs it, and that's why it's able to detect just so many frequencies. But it's just a case of start looking at that frequency that you're experiencing and allow it to grow, shift, and change you. And it doesn't need to be massive overnight sort of stuff. We're not looking at you to go ahead and just like stop everything or change yourself massively. This is actually just to support the changes you've already been doing, because I want to say that you've been doing a really great job. Like, in terms of people I see showing up, you are flipping top of the spectrum. Do I sometimes get annoyed with life and even you in ways? Of course I do. I'm human. But I still have infinite love for you and wish to only get to spend more and more and more time with you. And that's just, true, honestly, in the very core of my being. And I really feel that there's so much more that you, Gemini, will end up and do give to the world than you might even know. And I don't know who needs to hear it, but I really want you to continue or begin again to write poetry, because you writing poetry inspires me. And I mean, you may think I don't even know you, but like, that is the true depth of love. I love you even more now. And that's, that's the process of life for whenever it happens. Our legacy is our legacy, and we may not know exactly what it does or what it looks like or anything, but we always do our best with as much love as we can at the time, until we know better, and then we do bloody well better, because we are capable. And let's go for another card. Ooh, the Lovers. Fucking appreciate the life in your life, dude. Like, the life in your life. Don't be so caught up living life that you forget to love it. And knowing that the love that you have is the love that you manifest, the love that you feed into the frame of now. And that's as simple as taking a moment and stopping. Or even not, if you really can't fucking stop, like it's a turn of speech anyway. But just take a moment just to acknowledge, oh my gosh, can I just please accept and like just feel an inkling of all of the love that I have for myself and that the world has for myself. Oh, sure, it's delightful to give not just ourselves, but the opportunity for others to actually give to us, because one can get very caught up in one's frame because there's I can't run out of time, I can't like be behind, I can't, and it's actually this shutdown because we're so afraid of our own radiance, that we have to put other people in the driver's seat, and when they want to drive way too fast, because, oh no, I can't drive properly and I need to go, like whatever stuff that is. And in actual fact, you're always going to drive at the right speed for you. Someone else might not. You can't really expect them to drive at the right speed for you. That's a hell of a ask. They're not you. They can't do that. So take a moment to let yourself drive. And obviously with that, you got to also let the part of yourself that's going to listen to other people and let them in and be vulnerable and actually be like, maybe this person knows what they're speaking about, and that's almost more frustrating, because if this person just wasn't capable or in some way aligned with me or right sometimes, then it would be easier because it means I can live in my bubble and I don't have to worry about them or potentially getting hurt or being wrong or being outshone, so I can just stay in a space where I can control the variables. And the thing is, if you're controlling the variables, you're actually just controlling a set of known variables as opposed to actually, going and really putting yourself in a space of compassion with your diligence and being like, okay, I don't know if I'm always going to be the best, but you know what, I'm going to do damn well my best that I can, and excitedly keep moving forward, knowing that I get to love myself, and that's one of my greatest tools in creating this world that I live in. And fuck y'all, just quite simply, fuck y'all. Let's see, let's give it a little shuffle, guys. Okay, so what do we got so far? So we've got a multifaceted cube of self, and you're wanting to start tapping into these different sides of yourself. Like if you've been putting off doing art or making poetry or sewing, then you're wanting to pick those up however you can. It doesn't, even if you do it badly, even if you stop a big project that you're on in the creative realm, and you actually just start doing something super menial, super I'm just gonna put my foot down, or I'm just gonna write the first few words, or I'm just gonna draw a shitty picture on purpose as I see it to be shitty because of X, Y, or Z thing, which is also bullshit, by the way. Sorry, just a little pet peeve that. But I'm going to do it because I love this process, and I'm going to let myself have that process. And then this leads you to, what is this? The reward. Oh, of course it leads you to the reward. I knew that. Yes, and then this reward comes, it comes through us giving ourselves the compassion to move forward. But it's also the diligence to know that it's going to feel like nothing's happening. If you're learning a new language, it's going to feel like nothing's connecting. And it's just slowly learning how to somehow keep moving forward. Zwidudwane, utando, induna. And just knowing that, it's just because we're not so used to learning slowly these days, and we're needing to always learn quickly. But to learn properly is to learn slowly and fully. And kind of above that, also to keep showing up to learn. That's the other thing, is to grow is not just a happening, which it is, but to grow specifically with people is a choice. You're choosing to do your best and have them do their best, and so on and so forth. That's magic, honestly. Really and truly magic. So let's see, we want to add a little bit of this here. What is it we're adding here? I'm actually wondering that myself. I mean, I suppose I'm Sagittarius, so the inverse of me is Gemini. So it would be the part that you've kept locked away is the part that is actually what can bring you the most you and real satisfaction in this life. But it comes from you tracking back to the source of it so that you can then actually have some level of experience with that. It does take a certain release of self to really do this and kind of spreading your wings, and it's going to feel like you might just fall and die. But, you know, that's just fear speaking, and that's only a false experience appearing real when in actual fact you're going to end up singing forth. I don't know why singing, but using your voice and allowing yourself to communicate from the spaces that you actually feel is an important one. If you're having difficulty with communicating, looking at what your basic experience is, and just looking to see, like, is it serving you? Does it serve you? Will it ever serve you like this? And not looking to be like, oh my god, I fucked up, but instead looking to go ahead and say, you know what? This is where we are now. If I start making a little change here, a little change there, a little change there, little changes there, little change there, little change there, little, you know, you can then actually start getting a much smoother wave coming out, because it actually has some level of connection to that beginning point. Because that's what it is. It's looking back and choosing to connect to it. That kind of starts to create somewhat of a connection. Crazy thing that, hey? Also, look at what your dreams, and not just the dreams you're having at night, but what are your dreams, you know, and what is that saying to you? Because it can be kind of difficult to see the light when we're always the one looking at our shadow. And shadow work is a very important thing. It's magic. But it's also looking at, you know, what's already good, so that we have the fullness of self to want to dive into that shadow. When we allow ourselves to go in a balanced way for both sides, we start letting the picture unfold, I would say, letting the shape take place. A part with that is to also, like, you know, when you're coming back to doing the things that you do, make sure that you also, like, try things that you haven't done. You know, you're wanting to use this journey right here of feeding back into yourself. Oh, look at that, it actually came back. And you're wanting to use that system, because that's what creates the foundation when it is that you choose to create for you. You know, and there's that perfect one, that perfect chalice that flows outward. But sometimes it's not going to be like that. Like that chalice is activated and received by choosing to keep going. That's what kind of allows that to be present and whole and in alignment, you know. And the best way to do that is to give yourself the opportunity to create as much as possible. You know, they say if you want to get good at something, do it all the time, because sooner or later you're going to get really fucking good at it. And that's kind of what you want to do, is you want to keep on pushing, always pushing, compassionately, because, you know, you don't really need any more help to be hurting yourself. But try new things, try dancing, try conscious dancing, try ecstatic dancing, I think dancing would probably be good, but listen to some new music, go out to new places, handstands, cartwheels, all of these things, so that you can express and move and create in different ways. And dancing is a great way, because you are exposing yourself to different shapes, different ways that energy is moving, and that different motion of energy allows different different patterns to occur and to be realized and to unfold in your existence, and that's fucking cool. It's also really pragmatically useful, because you're actually then going to have opportunity to approach the same experiences in different ways, which is naturally super duper important, because otherwise what are you even doing but getting stuck. And yeah, I mean, like, getting stuck is alright, don't get me wrong, but you also want to give yourself the opportunity to grow and change and shift and become. And you deserve that, and I know that you can do this, and I'm super, super, super proud of you, all of you. And yeah, as always, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, copy link. All of these things are amazing and super appreciated. They also increase your energy exchange, so you'll appear more in the video. You're also welcome to check out any other videos for any other placements that you have. If you have any specific questions, at the moment I'm open to hearing inspiration, so you can leave that in the comments. Whether I do it or not, like, look, I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I can't say that necessarily just because you said I'm going to do it. I can say there's a pretty damn high chance, but I also might just be like, nay. But yeah, that's currently that. So let's just do a quick recap. Okay, so you're a lot further along than what you think. You've got a connection to the greater whole. You're not necessarily excited about it because you're afraid, and that's just a space of needing to kind of realize the reward that's coming through and the compassion that is present as you have diligently learned to move forward regardless of the difficulties. This allows you and is the way that you manifest the world that you choose to live in and want to live in. The lovers are here, so you can expect connection to come in when you start allowing yourself to be connected. This is in turn, you know, the feeling of your dreams starting to take shape and allowing you to come out of the space that you keep yourself trapped in and actually feel your internal radiance and bringing that in completely. You know, like letting that start to shine a little bit more even in your own cave. And this will then actually easily cover and color you into a beautiful environment where it is that you'll find that there's a star, you know, shining in your life, and it's you. You know, you're not doing it the way that you thought you would, but you're starting to find a lot more of a solidified whole and complete unit of family than what you had maybe anticipated. And look, it's okay to be like, fuck all of you, I still don't want to fucking be around you. But a lot of that times that is also trauma playing out because, yeah, processing life is a lot. I wouldn't say it's technically not difficult, you know, because there is somatic release, dancing, just sitting does fucking wonders, sounding, humming, screaming, beating things, not people, thank you, pillows. There are a lot of emotional healing techniques, basically, is what I'm saying. Getting the discipline to actually do them, because that means that you're choosing to go into spaces that fucking hurt. That's a different situation, story, and experience. But it's also a form of self-care. You know, like when we talk about self-care, it's not this airy-fairy like, oh, I'm just going to go have a bath. Self-care is also, I'm going to go deep into all of my family's trauma and feel it as much as I possibly can, because I would like to create something else. And I actually really love these people. And I mean, on some metaphysical woohoo area level of things, you know, like I chose these people and these people chose me. So are we going to keep repeating the same things we were doing last life? Or are we going to actually be like, okay, cool guys, we're really fucking capable. Let's do it. And I say let's do it. Let's flip and go all the way and then some. Fucking long time. Longer than you can even have a flipping conceptual idea of. And either way, I love you. Don't get me wrong. But I just think there's a lot better things we could be using our time for. And I'm really excited and grateful that we're choosing to do that. And yeah, you know, that in itself is its own reward, and that's what leads us to the chalice and comes from the chalice. So yeah, Gemini, you are sometimes a gem and sometimes you're a naai, but when you accept the parts of yourself that you maybe choose to hide away from people, because that way you don't have to get hurt, also speaking to myself here, those are the parts that people really like. And not the ones where you're shut down and just like completely turn off from life, because those are obviously not the ones. I know they can be super, confusing, but be you, be authentic, be loud, be loving, Be empathic. Yes. Empathic.